Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a long time no see on this channel. I have a lot of life updates, crazy life updates. So yeah, I'm just gonna start from my last video, which was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start from there. So I was living in Florida since 2021 after I graduated high school. And then I moved back home in July because in April I found out that I was pregnant. It's still so weird to me, like, to say that I'm pregnant because it's just such a new experience still, and I'm only 6 months. Well, not only, like, that's still like a long time to be pregnant, but yeah, I'm 6 months. Yeah, I'm finally sharing everything. I'm not gonna do a whole backstory just because I don't want you guys to get bored. So I'm gonna start from when I found out, why I took the test, where I'm going now. So in April, so Kaden would come every weekend. Kaden is my boyfriend, my fiance now. But every weekend Kaden would come to see me. We were both in Florida, but he's in Melbourne and I was in Tampa, so it was like a 3-hour drive. And he would come every weekend, and one weekend he came, it was like April 12th, and that's the Friday. So I would normally tell him like when my period would come, or like when I'm expecting it, just because I don't know, like I just would overshare about my period. Honestly, I would literally tell my mom, like, people like, oh, I'm on my period right now, like, I don't know, I would just tell him. I told him like that whole week, like I was kind of getting, like, my period was like late, like a couple days late. I'd be like, oh, my period's like 3 days late, my period's like 5 days late. And I think that just made him worry a little bit that like I was pregnant. When he came, I think I was 7 days late, so I was a whole week late. But I didn't think anything of it, just because when, like, that whole month prior, I was working out a lot, like every day, like a lot. I was just super like on my feet, like busy. Yeah, when I work out a lot, my period is usually a week late. Like, it's weird. So I literally was just thinking that, like, I honestly thought it was just that, because I was still getting like period cramps, like the pre-period symptoms. I was super hungry that whole week. I just had period cramps. Those were my only 2 symptoms, and it just felt like a period. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is something different. Like, it didn't even cross my mind. And then that Saturday, it was April 13th, we went to the zoo with my aunt, my uncle, my cousin. Well, on our way to the zoo, we were actually talking about getting the pregnancy test just to be sure. Like, I mean, I was 8 days late at that point, but that, like, and my periods were super regular, so I should have known. But like, also, I just thought, oh, I was working out a lot, it's just coming a little late, like my cycle's just a little off. So that's why I was just not really thinking like that I was. After the zoo, we went to Target, and our main goal was just to get the pregnancy test. But we literally felt like we were teen parents, like teen parents to be, because we could not go into the aisle if someone was in there. Well, I think I was just a little like, I'm scared. Yeah, so every time we would see someone in the aisle, we would be like, oh no, let's just come back, because we just wanted to get it fast and leave. Like, we didn't want anyone to see us, even though we don't really know anyone in Tampa. Like, I knew a few people, but I was like, what are these people gonna do? They're not gonna remember us. But we just kept walking back and forth. I feel like it took us like 20 minutes just to get the box. But we finally got it. And we also like walked around the store, got a couple other things. Then we went to my apartment, and we already had plans to like go out to dinner. We didn't know where we were gonna eat yet, but we knew we wanted to go out to dinner. So we were already just gonna go back to my apartment and like change into comfier clothes, just like chill, be ready to eat a lot. No, in my mind I was like kind of getting nervous, but I was like, this can't be, like, we're just doing this just to ease our mind, like, we're not. After I took it, so I don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember, but I do remember the major parts. I think this test was the plus or minus test, so it was plus if it was positive, or minus if it was negative. So I was waiting for it to show. I think I came out to Caden when I saw that there was a plus. There was like a really faint plus sign. So like as soon as I came out, I was like like I looked at it and it was like, it was very faint. The line was very faint, but it was there. So like I knew at that moment, like, okay, I'm a mother. Literally like looked at it and I was like, Caden, and he was like, what? And then I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know what I said. I wish I recorded this, but again, I did not think I was. I immediately started crying and Caden just like in shock, and he was like, it's fine. He was like telling me it's fine. And I was crying like so much. And then I was like, here, let me drink some more water and let me take another one. But I was crying, like I was scared. So I took another one, and that one, girl, that one was a full-on plus, like no questions asked. It was a whole plus, and I was still in denial, so I took like 5 more. So I was just crying a lot. Like I literally felt, I felt like really sad, and I'm just gonna admit that because like it just wasn't what I was thinking. Like when I was gonna get pregnant, I didn't think it was gonna be like now. Obviously I'm really grateful now. I was just like really, it was just a confusing experience just because still in school, I was working, just my whole life was gonna change like fast because I had to figure out what I was gonna do. So that was like just hard to accept. And Caden was always like super sweet. Like he's always been there for me, and he's always helped me feel better about it. Like Caden had also certain worries too, but he was more of the positive one. I was like more of the sad, like going crazy one. Caden was like, obviously he was worried too, but he was more calm. I drank some more water and I took the second one. That one was the plus. And I think we went to dinner, and when we went to dinner we went to Olive Garden, and like my eyes were puffy, like I was just not doing good. I was still like kind of crying. I was crying in the car, I'm pretty sure, on the way there, and then I was crying at the dinner. It was just a lot of emotions. But yeah, I remember this moment while we were eating dinner. We were doing like these baby generators to see like what we were gonna have. Yeah, that was just like really cute. We were just like trying to accept it. We were still confused, but like still in shock, but we were like, okay, if we are, like, it's okay. Like we were still in denial. Honestly, I was still in denial. So yeah, we went back to Target and we got the ones that said pregnant or not pregnant. And another thing that I remember is since we went to the zoo that morning, there were these stuffed animals that like once you buy them, like they donate, like they give a percentage to like the animals that are in the zoo or something, or to protect animals, I don't know. But Kaden got me like this monkey one, and I remember like I got it because I was like, oh, like I can hold it like a baby. Like it was like big like a baby, like you could hold it like a baby. And yeah, I'm just gonna forever keep that and like probably give it to my baby, because that was the day we found out. I went back and I took that test. I didn't look at this one first. Caden looked at this one first because he was like, I don't want you to freak out. He was like laying on my bed, and then I come out and it's like flipped over, like so I can't see it, and I think it was still loading. And then I gave it to him and he flips it over and he's like, oh, and I was like, what? And I was like, it doesn't say it then. Like it says like not pregnant. I thought it was gonna say not pregnant. Like, girl, you took like all these other tests and they were positive. And he was like, and it said pregnant. And I was still like overwhelmed. Let's just say that I was overwhelmed and scared. I realized, you know, this is real. That night I was like crying so much. That night and just like that whole week, I feel like the week after, like I just could not sleep. Every time I would walk past people, I'd be like, no one knows I'm pregnant, like no one knows. It was just like such a weird thing. That's how we found out. I'm just gonna tell you guys, like I am having a baby girl and I am in my second trimester right now. Honestly, I'm loving this trimester. My first one, you'll hear it in my next video, like that made me question like if I'm only gonna have one kid. because I don't even know how I got through that. Like, maybe I'll go more into it like another time. But yeah, I think the first person we told was actually Caden's friend. I think it was Mikey. His reaction literally like made my whole world, because he was so sweet about it. Like, I was really scared to tell people just because I still feel like I'm a teen mom. I mean, I'm 21, like Caden's 21. He literally was 20 when we found out. So we are very young, but obviously we're not teens anymore. But I just felt like we were teens, like we are teens, like having a baby that like people are gonna look down upon. But like I just got to the realization, like, who cares what people think? This is our life. This is like what we chose, and this is just what is meant to happen in our life. So if people like were gonna judge me, then I don't want them in my life. But I was just super nervous for judgment. Yeah, I'm gonna go into more in depth later. Like, after we told Mikey, he was just so happy. Like, he was like gonna cry, and Caden also cried after he like let it sink in more, like he's gonna be a dad. Yeah, I felt so guilty that I was like really sad about it. Now, like, don't get me wrong, I'm really excited for her. And I'm loving being pregnant right now. I think this was like actually really meant to be, like with our situations right now too. So grateful, and I'm excited to share my experience with you guys. And let me know if you guys have any questions for me, and seriously what videos you want to see, like any pregnancy questions, like life questions, any questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Seriously, comment anything, even an emoji, and I just wanted to talk to you guys. I want people to talk to me about it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.